clear heads will work out what's in the best interest of our children in the state of Arkansas. You've got to believe, or I certainly believe, that one of the tools that we have at our disposal in the state education is the use of charter schools and formation of charter schools. And we believe that's a valuable tool. We've seen proven charter school success, and I think this gives us an opportunity to continue to evaluate that as a tool, do it in a fair way, consistent way, that will refill in those certain areas that a charter school is justified, that everybody is in agreement and we can move forward to make progress in that area. So what this bill will allow, it will allow for the Department of Education to become the authorizer for charter schools. We can review, revoke, authorize new charter applications. It gives them the opportunity to make sure that they're done in the correct, proper way, and allows us to use that, as I said, as a tool for education. I've asked Mr. Wood and Mr. Smith to join me, and this time I'll let them introduce themselves and add any comments.
Tony Wood, Department of Education. We're appreciative of the opportunity to be part of the process, and the Department supports the legislation.
Scott Smith, Director of the Arkansas Public School Resource Center. We work with charter schools around the state and through the application process.
This bill will allow the charter panel within the Department of Education to have up to 11 members, which will form the duties of authorizing, reviewing, revoking, and in case it need be, putting on probation or denying any applications. So with that, I'll open it up for any questions.
Representative Biviano, if you could just kind of walk me through who ultimately is going to have the final say in blessing charter schools.
Right now, with this bill, the charter panel, the employees within the Department of Education has the authority, but the State Board of Education has the ability to appeal that decision. And there's a process to do that. They have to do it within 30 days, and they have to do it in an open format. So ultimately, it still lies with the State Board of Education.
Thank you, Representative Biviano. Representative Catlett, you have a question?
Yes, Representative Biviano, I've read through the bill briefly, and I noticed that most of it's just changing State Board of Education authorizer. What is the motive behind that, just changing the definition of that, please?
Well, the idea here is obviously the State Board of Education has many things on their table. They're dealing with a tremendous number of issues to run our school systems. This charter panel gives them focus on the whole issue of charter schools and allows them to do all the evaluations and then become ultimately the authorizer. So the State Board of Education would only get involved in a situation where there's an exception. For some reason they want to appeal that decision, but it really gives focus around this issue of charter schools as a tool.
Thank you, Representative Catlett. Do we have any other questions? Representative Armstrong?
Who makes up this charter panel?
It's members of the Department of Education.
Is this a new layer that's going in?
No, it's those members are designated by the commissioner.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Representative Armstrong. Do we have any other questions from the committee? Madam Chair?
Are the members on the panel the current people within the department that are supervising and overseeing the charter schools?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's just empowering the people that are doing the supervision on a daily basis, well, daily, but to the extent it can be done daily, but a continuing basis to make the determination on those schools that they're currently supervising, whether they should stay open and making recommendations. I mean, they're going to make the decision and then only open to subject to appeal if the state board does not like their decision.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Madam Vice Chair, to be clear, it also helps reduce some of the duplicity in the process. The department already conducts a review of all the charter applicants, makes a recommendation to the state board. They conduct a very thorough and exhaustive review, so this just in fact eliminates some of the bureaucracy or one of the steps in the process.
Thank you very much.
Do we have any other questions from the committee? If not, Mr. Nagel, you are recognized to speak for the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Rich Nagel with the Arkansas Education Association, and we want to thank the sponsor for this bill and the other parties that were here before for working with us and other interested parties in bringing this bill forward. And the Arkansas Education Association initially supported the first charter school bill. It came from it started in the Arkansas Senate with 2 members over there. So we look forward to approving this bill and letting it go to the other end and become law. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nagel. Mr. Scott Smith, are you available, sir? If you are ready, sir, you can speak for the bill. Is that? Okay. You gentlemen are recognized to speak for the bill.
I'm John Bacon. I'm the Chief Executive Officer for East End Public Charter Schools. And just to be brief, I think Scott said it best. It's just about reducing redundancy, and I'm all about making government as efficient as possible. This group already exists. My school just went through the renewal process, very arduous, rigorous process. They do a great job with it. We've always been treated fairly at the state board level, but it seems like this could just really create a more efficient system since the work is already occurring at that level.
Rob McGill, Executive Director of Academics Plus Charter School. I also support the bill just for the same reasons that just been said.
We appreciate you gentlemen very, very much. Dr. Abernathy, do you have anything to add, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and again, we want to thank the sponsor for working with us. As you know, when the similar bill came out, we had some few minor concerns. The major concern was to keep it under the state board, and this bill does exactly what we asked to do on the front end, so we want to thank Mr. Biviano for working with us, and we support the bill.
Thank you, Dr. Abernathy. Do we have anybody else that wishes to speak for or against the bill? Representative Biviano, would you like to add anything?
I'd like to thank everybody for taking their time and attention to this matter. It has created an opportunity to highlight charter schools in the state of Arkansas, and that certainly is one of the objectives. And now with this legislation, I hope it will be a focus going forward.
Thank you, sir.
Thank the committee.
Representative Armstrong, do you have a question? The chair will entertain that motion now. Mr. Armstrong?
Do pass.
We have a do pass motion. All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Representative Biviano.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you to the committee.
Representative Carnine, if you are ready, sir. We are going to take up House Resolution 1035. And Representative Carnine, you are recognized to proceed when you are ready, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Dr. Bobbitt, if you would, join me at the end of the table.